Welcome back to the podcast, and we are talking all things money today. But this podcast, if you're new here, we do talk about inner work, self-love, and everything that it means to be a woman. But today's episode, I think, is a fun one. It's not so deep, although I do feel money is an energy at the end of the day. And of course, I make it deep. Let's be real. This is what I do. But your mindset around money and your mindset around your worth shifts how much money and abundance you can cultivate in your life. So I do feel your mindset and your embodiment does tie in to money, but I want to talk about how we can use the energy of money and our mindset to create wealth in our life, because we all deserve to be abundant queens that live our best lives. But I don't just want to talk about numbers or budgets or any of those things, because that is not my vibe. Maths and all that jazz, not for me. Money, however, love that and love what it can do for us in life and also what it can do for others. And money holds a lot of power, not just in our own personal life, but actually in the world. You know, if you look at it, I try and stay away from all things, news, media, numbers and stuff kind of freaks me out. But what I do like to focus on is my life and creating the best life for me and a life that I love. And that involves travel and nice things and nice experiences, which all cost money. And so I have not grown up with money. I wasn't born into wealth. I made a joke with my mom that I did not get a trust fund. She trusted me to find my own funds in life. Yes, that was what I said to her. But I have also been in cycles in my life of pure scarcity, poverty, and I mean that, and a lot of guilt and stress has been, caused from a lack of abundance in my life and money. But I also have learned that I have a really good way of manifesting money and making money, and I just believe that I deserve nice things, which I think is a great thing. I think we need to get to a place in our lives where we have enough self-worth and self-love that we feel like we deserve nice things. And I'm not just talking about Birkins and Chanel and that. I'm talking about a nice room that you feel safe in, nice restaurants that you can go to with your friends, exploring new cities, just dressing yourself in a way that you feel confident and stylish and comfortable, because I think our comfort, you can't really put a price on your safety and your comfort at the end of the day. But I have definitely been in situations in my life where I have had nothing. And I don't know if everyone in life experiences this, especially when you do live in a world of fast fashion and social media and go, and everyone around you is the next crypto millionaire. To be in a space and place where, you've experienced lack is definitely something that teaches you. And I do first and foremost want to say, not that I feel like I have to point it out, I know I'm very blessed to have been born in a first world country and, have first world privileges. And I just am fully grateful for that. Thank you, God. But I also have, been in situations that have not felt safe in life, or I haven't been able to go after big dreams of mine because of a lack of money, and that has weighed heavy on me in life, that certain dreams I found were taken from me because of the situation that I was in at the time. And when I started to learn how to shift my mindset and also my worth, and how I could see money as an energy and how I could take what I love and use it for good, I started to notice how I could attract more money and opportunities into my life and actually live a life that I love. So if you personally have also been in cycles like I have of scarcity and stuff, I know in my heart that I'll be able to help you, because I fully have been there. But money just isn't this currency that you just earn and spend or save, for example. I'm not very good at the saving part. It is truly an energy. And like I said, money is a reflection of your beliefs and self-worth and the stories that you've been told. Because if you don't feel like you're good enough to go after a job that's going to pay you a lot of money, then you're never going to get the job that pays you well. ultimately, or if you don't feel good enough, like you deserve it, you will unconsciously sabotage opportunities and stuff. So yeah, in this episode, we're gonna talk about how to shift your money mindset from fear to abundance. And if you're already living in that place of abundance and you just want to cultivate more, I hope that you will take something from this and see something in a different way, or an area of your life that you could improve to then get you closer to where you want to be. Because I just feel that when we shift, we grow and we transform, and this brings us freedom and growth, like I said, in our life. And I feel we are all chasing freedom. So let's get into it. The energy of money and what this even means, because you might have gone your whole life just thinking money is something in the bank, something that you earn, that you spend, like I said, like it's a physical thing, cash numbers, bank account, all that jazz. But at its core, it is energy. Like we are energy, we're all energetic beings. And like I said, it is tied to how we feel about ourselves and our worth, and what also we believe is possible for ourselves. Because if you think about it, have you ever noticed how your emotions, for example, can shift on how much money you have? Like stress when it's low, like relief when almost the money is flowing, like you're not even thinking about it, you're in this abundant state, like it's just easy. That's because money isn't just about having, it's also what we believe it represents. So like I said, for me, money represents safety and freedom and power and security. But here's also the thing, if your mindset around money is rooted in fear and lack, it doesn't matter how much you earn, you'll always kind of feel like it's not enough, or you won't be able to keep hold of it. And sometimes this isn't our fault. Maybe you didn't grow up. It's not just about financial education, but you know, if you grew up with a lack of money, like that scarcity is like deeply rooted in you. And the key to financial freedom isn't just about having so much money in the bank. It's shifting your relationship with money, because trust me, I know people who are multi-millionaires and their mindset around money is so bad, they are not free. They do not have financial freedom despite having so much money, because of the power and the illusion of power and control that it has over them and their mindset and belief system around money. So that's why it's energetic and it's energy. So to change your mindset, you first have to get to understand your money story. And this can be what you were taught about money growing up. Like, did you hear things like money doesn't grow on trees, or, you know, there's rich people are greedy, whatever it is. Like we can have a money around story. For me, it was just like, I never have enough. Like I can never seem to make money. Like whatever this was, this story. And I had to like nip that in the butt. And not just once, it had to be a thing that I caught myself out on. Like I would say things like, oh, I'm poor. Like I had this thing, oh, I'm poor. If you are telling yourself that, that is how you are going to stay, whether you see it or not, sis, because that is the story that you are creating. And then unconsciously, you're not that's what you're going to believe. You're not going to make these choices that are going to make you rich, right? So if you change it and you say you were quote unquote poor and you're like, I deserve to be rich, you're going to go and make money and find ways to hustle and work because you believe that you deserve that and you deserve nice things. Another thing around the mindset of money is like, how do you feel when you spend money? Do you feel guilty or anxious, or does it empower you and motivate you to make more money? For example, something that I did, because when you have come from a place of lack and scarcity and poverty, you can sometimes be afraid to spend money or have an issue with spending money on yourself. I had to rewrite this narrative of that money always comes back. You know, when I spend in a place that's not reckless, like I'm doing it for good, say I'm investing in, you know, health treatments, or investing in myself, going on a trip that's going to bring me joy, or whatever it is, buying myself something nice that makes me feel good. I tell myself like, this money is coming back to me. You know, I'm not just wasting it. I'm investing in myself and things that are going to better me. And when I can really see that, I start to believe it. And I even engraved on my credit card or my debit card, you know, you can do the custom things. on one of them, it says it's already yours, like in little like quotes. And then the other card says anything for you, baby girl. And it's silly, but that was my way of, when I'm spending money and using my card, it's this reminder that it's coming back to you. This world is abundant, and you know, you work hard and you're a good person, and you have to trust that you have the abilities and the opportunities will come, or you know, you've got that security in something greater, that you are going to be okay in life. And this is, you know, the beliefs that we have, like the belief that we might have that making money has to be hard, that it can't be easy, it can't be effortless and joyful. And when I started to work on this and within myself, it was crazy the kind of opportunities and random things that were coming my way that brought me abundance. Or, you know, when people talk about manifesting money, like there's been really weird times in my life where all of a sudden, like random money that I didn't know I had lost just came into my bank account, or something was reverted, or whatever it was. I got a tax return, just random unexpected things. And I'll use an example. Like a couple of weeks ago, I randomly got refunded a couple of £100 from money that was apparently taken out from my account years ago. And it was something as little like that. And I was like, oh, for money. Wow. And of course, this was my money, but it was just this kind of like funny little way of the universe being like, surprise. Or when you, you know, someone might gift you something or surprise you. And whatever it is, I do think that we all have our own sort of weird synchronistic or unexpected things that have happened to us that we've cultivated money. And this shows that it doesn't have to be hard. It really doesn't. Like, you can think of an opportunity or something you want to do, and next minute you meet someone on the street and they present that opportunity to you, where they want you to do something and you're getting rewarded for it. I remember I got offered this opportunity to teach this one random workout class in London, and it paid me a salary for a month. It was just this like, wow, money doesn't have to be hard, but I have to feel worthy of being able to go and do the thing and put myself out there to actually attract in these opportunities. So this deep-seated belief of money shapes how you attract and how you spend, and also how you hold on to money. And if you subconsciously believe that money is scarce or that you don't deserve it, you will somehow find a way to block it. Whether that's undercharging yourself or overspending or even avoiding a financial decision altogether, whatever that is, we each have our own. You know, your story isn't set in stone, that you can rewrite it and change it, just like you can rewrite the story of yourself. And scarcity will tell you that there's never enough. Abundance and this abundance mindset will tell you that there's always more. There is so much money available in this world. You have to believe that you are worthy of it. And you have to believe that it's possible for you to receive. And it was funny. I remember when I was having a conversation with my mom about money, and, you know, I wanted a certain amount to buy a house, etc., etc. And my mom made a comment around, oh, people don't just have that sitting in their bank accounts. I was like, yes, they do. That was the mindset around money. And she might not have even meant it or realized it. But in that moment, I looked around at my friends and I was like, yes, they do. This is possible. People are doing it. You know, I always joke that there's these kids out there now that are just printing money pretty much from crypto and Forex and all of these things. And I'm not telling you have to go and do that, but I'm telling you to look outside of the box of what you think. And I think social media was a really good platform for me to learn this, on how I could generate money and income doing what I love and helping people and being passionate about something and getting paid well for it and bringing more opportunities into my life the more I believed it was possible for me. So how you can start shifting into this abundance mindset is to first recognize your limiting beliefs and catch yourself when you start to do things like what I did, saying like, I'm not poor, or I'm not rich, like, or when you say things like, oh, I can't afford that, or money is stressful. Replace that, like, rather than I can't afford that, like, I can't wait to buy that, or money flows easily to me, or I'm open to financial opportunities. I always have little quotes on the vision board of my wallpaper just reminding me, or like I told you on my debit cards, just these subtle little reminders that, you know, I already believe that I have all the things that I want. I already believe that I'm going to the places in the world that I want to go to. Like, it's already happened. I'm just waiting to receive it. Like, this is the mindset around manifestation, of already believing that it's yours and already feeling that it's yours. Because if it doesn't feel real to you, you don't actually believe it. And if you don't believe it, it's going to be a lot harder for you to make that happen. And I remember when I worked for Lululemon way back when, I'm talking 10 years ago or so, we did this exercise where we wrote down our goals. And one of the goals I actually wrote down, I'll never forget, was I wanted £1,000 in savings, because I'd never had £1,000 in my bank account before. Bless my little self. And I was probably 19, 20 at the time. And funnily enough, a couple of months later, I had made even more than that. I had it in my bank account. And I didn't make it in the way I thought I would. I didn't know how I was going to make it. I had no idea. I didn't know how I was going to make that £1,000 and keep it in savings, because I was living paycheck to paycheck in London. Like, what I earned kept me afloat. It paid my bills, it fed me, and that was about it. So it wasn't like I was saving every month. It wasn't possible for me to save, because my paycheck was literally, 0 to 100 and it was gone. So I had no idea how I was going to make this £1,000 and how I was going to save it. But lo and behold, I had the belief that it would happen. I visualized it and it did happen. So that's just, setting goals and believing them, how actually things can shift in your life. Because even though you might not realize it, you will be moving the mark to get yourself closer to that goal. So you do have to also not hate on your current situation. I think that's been a big lesson. I love to waffle on about gratitude and talking about being grateful, and I think it's so beautiful to recognize this chapter of your life and where you're at and what you have. And like I said, me being grateful just for being born into a first world country as a white woman, I'm already privileged. I'm never gonna understand what someone else might go through in a third world country. Now, I do live in Indonesia, and so I have seen it, seen another way of living a life, and I have deep respect and, like I said, gratitude for what I have, because it's been very apparent. And I think if you've lived in a third world country or volunteered or anything, you really see another side of life that you might not see if you just only know kind of like your hometown and where you go on holidays. It's very different in other parts of the world. So, just being grateful for what you have. But, in those moments where, say, your finances are low or you can't afford certain things, like, focus less on what's missing and celebrate what is present. And I used to laugh, when I was really struggling with my finances, I had no money in my bank account, and I was joking that I had an iPhone, and yet I had no money in my bank account. I had a laptop, had no money in my bank account. It was just this funny paradox, right? So I had to be grateful for the things that I did have versus ungrateful for the things that I didn't have, right? Which was money, or, enough to go after certain things in life, or go places, or whatever it is, or invest in certain things. And I do feel like you can find a way. It's not always possible, and I do know that to be true. But however, there's, always something that can be done, and other ways and avenues that you can go down to try and make things happen. You're not limited, but it can definitely make things more challenging when you don't have the funds. So for context, when I was a dancer and I wanted to go to dance school, I didn't have the money to go, and my mom didn't have the money to send me. So the only way I was getting in was going to be on a scholarship. So that's what I mean. There are ways of things being possible. However, it's not always the easiest route, right? So another thing is changing your language around money. So like I said, rather than saying I can't afford this, or how can I it's not possible for me, try and say when I get this, or ask yourself the question, how can I afford this? Because the how will shift your mind and open it to the possibilities. Maybe I create a course. Maybe I do an extra job on the side. Maybe I speak to that person because I knew they were looking for help. Like whatever it is, focus more on the how, or just trust that it will come to you. And trust that that flow is, of money is available to you, and it is a tool. Money isn't inherently good or bad, but like the more you align to your desires and your truth and your heart, and also your self-worth, the more you will allow it to support you, right? It's not about recklessly spending and living bougie, although it is nice to treat yourself from time to time. That was one of the first things I did when I made a lot of money. I got myself the nicest bed sheets I could physically find in London. I bought nice chinaware, and I bought a nice bag and a nice clothes. And I just wanted to experience having nice things that, I felt like I'd worked so hard for. And I allowed that money to support me in life, to take me to the next chapter of my life. So once you shift your mindset around money, and stop being like stressed by it. And it comes and goes, don't get me wrong. When I lost my job, trust me, I was stressed, but I didn't stay in that state of stress. I used it as a tool. I took that stress and I helped it motivate me to create more freedom and expansion in my life. So you can start to use money more intentionally. Like I said, invest in yourself. So you could cultivate and want more money to invest in yourself, such as education or wellness or experiences. Money spent on your growth will have the highest return. I have spent tens and tens and tens of thousands on investing in myself, plant medicine ceremonies, therapists, healers, fitness education, dance education, all of these things. All of these things have returned in the way that they have developed and shaped me as a person. Now, this developed person now attracts opportunities into my life that will bring me more wealth and abundance, which then I can reinvest in myself, which will help me evolve as a person. And then I will kind of naturally draw more opportunities and people to me, right? Another thing is give without fear. When you have money, you can give back. But when you don't have money and you still give, that is just one of the greatest things that you can do, because you believe that good is coming back to you. I would give my last t-shirt off my back to someone, because I know I'd be able to get another t-shirt if I needed one. And how we can help someone else also when we aren't in the best place, I truly believe that it just comes from the heart. And I believe when you give in abundance, generosity flows naturally. It speaks about it in the Bible, actually, that this woman, she gave the very little that she had. She donated it or gave it to Jesus. I don't know what the full story is properly, but it was just like that little amount of money was worth so much more than the grand amounts that other people were giving, because of, how symbolic it was to give everything that you have. But when you give, it does create more space in your life for receiving, and then we also help one another. And I know that so many people have helped me in my life, and I know who they are, and I love them so much. And knowing that, it really inspires me to create as much abundance in my life, to be able to do that for someone else, like to really have enough to overflow into others and help change people's lives is really special. Like I would love to be in a space and place where I could, obviously help and volunteer in third world countries, but also help someone when they need it, whatever it is. Being able to take care of my family, my mom when she's older, like sending my daughter to dance school if she wants to, all of these things, like they mean so much more than just money. It's not, like I said, about Birkins. However, if you can create wealth for yourself and you want to buy yourself something nice, like I am all for it, and I will be doing the same. So yeah, the more intentional you can become with it, the more empowered you will start to feel. And I do want to say it's not about a specific amount of money. It's how you feel about that money, like I said, because I know people with lots of money who don't feel like they have anything. And I've had very little and felt like I had everything. So that will bring you peace, that you are supported, and also that you're capable of making money. I think that's the big thing. When I had lost my job the first time, it sent me sideways, and I really went to a very dark, depressed place. And when it happened again, I was like, okay, well, next, what's next? Who's next? Like looking for opportunities, ready, believing they're coming for me, like not even worried about it, like just fully trusted God and fully trusted myself that everything was perfectly okay and everything was unfolding as it was meant to. So you will start to see money not as something to chase or control, but start to see it as a way of empowering you and supporting you, and shifts are going to start happening in your life. I already know it. You're going to start to trust that there is more on the way and that you are deserving of wealth, and it's not just to survive. I'm like #queen of survival, but actually it's about thriving and being able to live a life that you love. And I do believe that this first starts with ourselves. Everything starts with you. Who would have thought? No one taught me that. Well, that's why I'm helping you. But anyways, guys, I hope this episode resonated with you. It's a little bit lighter, but also like freaking deep at the same time. Like it's deep rooted. It's our belief system, and it's how we talk to ourselves and how we also see ourselves. So when you can start reflecting on your money mindset and seeing it as an energy, you will start to see these beliefs that you need to let go of, and also being able to see what story you want to create around money and what kind of life you want to have. So if you actually want more support with this, I do have some courses and a manifestation masterclass and stuff, and a self-worth masterclass. So please check out the link in the show notes or on my Instagram if you do want to deep dive those and just work on yourself on that next level. But anyways, if not, hope you loved today's episode. Please share it with someone that you love, and remember, you are worth it all. So until next time, keep making that dollar, baby.